Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sportsway YouTube channel. Today I've got joining with me a special guest, Ujjwal Sachdeva is joining us from the 12th man. Ujjwal, before everything else, how's it going, mate? How are you?
Really good and really happy to be here with you, Shivam.
Yeah, we are more than happy to have you here. It's been quite a while since we covered some fiery cricket topics, and we finally come to a stage where we have so much to discuss regarding the beautiful game. And we are so glad to have your views on certain topics. But talking as a cricket fan, how have the past 2 or 3 months been for you? What are the kind of changes which you've seen in the sport, and what are the kind of things which you didn't expect, and they just happened out of the blue?
You're just leading me on to the one thing that happened. The changes in the squad, the things that we didn't expect. Last 2-3 months, I didn't expect. Let's just start with I didn't expect Virat Kohli to quit T20 captaincy. A decision I came to understand. I didn't expect BCCI to leave out Virat Kohli as the ODI captain. A decision I didn't expect, but I came to terms with it.
Okay.
The thing that happened yesterday, it's not something I have come to terms with, and probably that will take a long while for all Indian fans to recover from it, because the other things you seem to get to reconcile with, but Virat Kohli leaving Test captaincy, I mean, those things have went hand in hand for as long as we can remember, India being at the pinnacle of Test cricket. So that's a tough one to take in, and that's just me. I'm pretty sure I speak for a lot of Indian fans that we never expected this coming up, right?
Yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. It seems more like a statement from Virat Kohli. They were like, if you're gonna take two formats of captaincy away from me, I might as well give up the third as well. And I genuinely can't come to terms with the fact that he's gone out and said that he wants to leave the Test captaincy, because the kind of position in which India are as a team and as a unit, he is the leader when it comes to Test cricket. You don't generally see a deputy right behind him. Of course, there used to be Ajinkya Rahane, but I think his best days are behind him in terms of individual performances. Chiteshwar Pujara is kind of following the same graph. Then there's the likes of Rishabh Pant, Bumrah, and KL Rahul trying to come up, trying to establish themselves in Test cricket. But when you look at the squad, Virat Kohli had already established himself as a batsman, as a captain. So for him to come out and do this, I mean, it is tough to swallow. It is tough to take in. It is something which I didn't expect him to do, because I always thought that he enjoyed being the leader. He enjoyed being the captain of the team, and that's probably what I thought was unfair on a little bit on his part. But we're never gonna know what the story is behind, because now it leaves us in a position where we don't know what is going to be the identity of the team going forward in test matches outside India or inside India. Because right now it was an aggressive unit, it was a unit that used to fight till the end. So we don't really know what is going to be the identity of the Indian Test team going on.
I agree. Let me just compare a couple of scenarios. Virat Kohli is a captain. He's not the first captain India had. He's definitely not the last one we've had. Right? Captains will always come and go, but there's a little transition that must be involved. So, if you think about 2014 and when MS Dhoni quit Test cricket altogether, he gave up the captaincy. He retired from the sport in Test cricket. That wasn't expected either. That came as a shock to a lot of fans too. But why was the transition smooth? Because Virat Kohli had stepped up. Virat Kohli had shown the capability to lead the team. Virat Kohli had been in the leadership group for a small while, but he had shown that he's there. And the transition was smooth. Dhoni went out saying that Virat Kohli should be the next captain. The transition here seems missing. Like you said, there's Bumrah, there's Pant, there's KL Rahul, there's Pujara, there's Rahane, but which one of them steps up, we don't know. Rohit Sharma probably would be the Test captain, but Rohit Sharma just got back to being a regular in the Test team.
Exactly.
It doesn't really make sense for someone to be a captain already. So that transition is absolutely missing. And like you said, it was unexpected, unfair to him. I don't know. It's tough to believe that the management was not involved in this decision. It's tough to believe it was purely something he wanted to give up, because Virat Kohli has, for as long as we know, he's been the ambassador of Test cricket, not just for India, for a long while. A lot of nations have went on to say so that Virat Kohli goes hand in hand with Test cricket, the aggression that he brought along. So I'm not sure this is something he wanted to do, and I'm just somebody speculating. There will be thousands of theories around this. We'll never know, but it's a very, very tough one to take in, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, you just brought up the point that Rohit Sharma might be the next Test captain, and I remember I was having a conversation yesterday when the announcement was made, and someone was saying the same thing to me, and my first reaction was no, it's not possible. I mean, that's not the right decision to take, because for as long as I can remember, Rohit Sharma was nowhere near the Test team till 2019. I think the Border Gavaskar Trophy win in 2019, which we won 2-0, that was his first break, and he wasn't even exceptional in that series. He wasn't exceptional in the current Border Gavaskar Trophy. Yes, he was great in the England tour. He was missing for the South Africa tour. So he's been very inconsistent when it comes to Test cricket. Yes, he's been good in India, but we all know that we can win Test matches in India. What made this Indian team different was that they could go outside and they could still win series. And I just don't expect Rohit Sharma to be the guy for India, because yes, he's got experience when it comes to white ball cricket. He's got the knowledge when it comes to white ball cricket. But Virat Kohli has probably captained in more Test matches than Rohit Sharma has probably played in his life. So there's actually no comparison there. And I think it would absolutely be the wrong decision to make him the Test captain right now, because he doesn't have a guaranteed spot. Giving him a guaranteed spot as an opener means that the likes of Shubman Gill, the likes of Mayank Agarwal, the likes of KL Rahul have to suffer. Two of them have to sit out eventually. So it just brings a lot of issues to your eyes, and it just doesn't sit well with me to see Rohit Sharma, captaining the Test squad anytime soon.
So there's a lot of changes that now that this has happened, there's you say Abhi last 3 months what have been the changes that surprised you? I think there's a lot of changes that will surprise us fans more that are yet to come. So I've been reading a few things here and there, those sources that just show up and say certain things. And so like you said, Mayank, Shubman, probably these two openers have to sit out, right? Mayank definitely has to sit out because KL Rahul is now established as the Indian Test opener. Rohit Sharma, of course, would be established. So I was reading that they say since the Indian middle order is also expecting a transition, Shubmal Gill goes down, he'd probably be the number 3 or number 5 for India. So there's a lot of changes that are about to come, and taking absolutely nothing away from Rohit Sharma, the white ball captain. I have no doubt in his abilities as India's T20 leader, as India's ODI leader. I have no doubt in his leadership abilities altogether also. Probably he'll be a very good Test captain. But did the transition come? It really didn't. And I would just keep on saying the same things again. Virat Kohli has literally taken this team forward. If you think about it, there have been times when the Indian team has struggled to win a Test match abroad. And when the Indian team won a match, it used to come as a surprise कि हम England में जीत गए, हम Australia में जीत गए. In today's date, if India loses a series abroad, that's a surprise. You expect them to win the entire series. So that's the development he has got through the team. And we used to see fast, tall bowlers breaking through our Indian lineup. Now we see our bowlers doing that. And that's a vision he brought right back in 2014. We're in 2022. It's something that has happened for a long period of time. We have plenty of pace bowlers. We are full of reserves. And we saw the Australia series as well. We went on to win the series without the main pace bowlers that we have. So how this team goes forward, I'm sure they'll find a way. It's too big a cricketing nation to not find a way forward. Rohit Sharma is a big player. People do look up to him. So there's no doubt he'll be a good leader. But things will take their time, and it'll take some time to get back on our feet.
Yeah, I mean, you have to just look at all of this, all of what has happened in the past 3 months, the kind of changes which we've seen in the squad, the kind of changes which we are seeing in the leadership, whether it's the coaching department, whether it's the squad in general. You certainly feel that the BCCI have had a big part to play in this, and the BCCI have always had a big part to play whenever it came to big players in Indian cricket, whether it was Sachin Tendulkar, whether it was Rahul Dravid, whether it was MS Dhoni as of lately, because he never got his chance to come back into the Indian cricket team after the 2019 World Cup, even though he waited out for a year or probably even more than that. But do you really feel that whatever involvement BCCI have had as a board in these type of decisions, is really going to affect the identity of the team? Is it really going to break the team down into probably cliques between the players, different groups, and more than anything else, do you think this is going to have a huge effect on the mentality of someone like Virat Kohli, or probably his dedication or what he wanted to achieve as an Indian cricketer, feeling that he has been disrespected over the past 2 or 3 months, and it's been done publicly by the likes of Saurav Ganguly or by anyone else?
Two things here. The first thing that I'd like to tackle is the fact where when you ask me, do you think it will affect the mentality of someone like Virat Kohli? Yes, but I'll tell you something, I think it'll affect him positively. We've heard this more often than not from Virat Kohli. If you've seen his interviews, I don't know if I'm remembering the right one, but I think it was Dinesh Karthik with Virat Kohli in the England series. There was the 1 hour interview that Sony had on their channel. What Virat Kohli said was, whenever in his life he's been back to a corner, he doesn't care and he wants to emerge victorious. And he gave examples himself of his series against Australia, where Mitchell Johnson was being aggressive, of his encounter with James Anderson and the entire 2014 and the 2018 series. So take this from an Indian fan, take this from a Virat Kohli fan, take this from a Delhi boy who believes Virat Kohli has full Delhi in him. I'll tell you, you are backing him into a corner, he'll come out all guns blazing, and Virat Kohli, the batsman, I see a lot of runs coming up for the Indian team, and I see a lot of aggression as a player there, not as a captain, but there's a lot of things to come from him. I have no doubts regarding that. Honestly, there's been a while where I've been thinking, कब आएगी वो सब बोलते रहते हैं ना 71st century.
Yeah.
I think now it's very 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 close. And the second thing that you asked me, that does it impact the team? I really think it does, because all of these outside things, they can impact the performance of the team. But as a group, when you say, does it segregate the team? Does it divide the team? I don't think so, because these players have been together as a group for a while. They do look up to Virat Kohli. I'm sure they do look up to Rohit Sharma. And I'm sure whatever the media reports say, if you are two phenomenal players of such a big team, if there is some divide between you, it can't stay in the dark for a very long time. So I'm sure there's nothing between Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma apart from what the media has created, and their senior players the team looks up to. So as a unit, I don't think things are going to change. And wherever this captaincy heads, probably right now it will be Rohit Sharma. A couple of years down the line, it will be a transition to KL Rahul. That's what I feel, not putting something out there. So however it is going to be, the group is going to stick for a while. There's nobody in here who's on the verge of retirement, or there's nobody in here who's not been informed ki shayad unko. Of course, Rahane Pujara, I agree, there's been that discussion, but other than that, if you look at the ODI team, if you look at the test team, कोई ऐसा player नहीं है कि बहुत इतना out of form है कि उसको बाहर करने की बात कर रहे हो. कोई ऐसा नहीं है जो अभी immediately retire होने वाला हो. So as a group, they've been together for a while, they will be together for a while. So I think outside talk aside, inside the group, there's a lot of clarity as to how things are proceeding.
It's important that you mentioned that there will be probably a transition phase after Rohit Sharma hands on the captaincy in a few years to the next person. I personally had a view, and I personally had a chat with my father last night, and we were discussing who should be the next captain for Test cricket. And he was like, it's probably going to be Rohit Sharma. And I was completely against it. And I was like, it should probably be someone like Rishabh Pant. Because when you look at the scenario in which Virat Kohli left, he was 20, 24, 26, 25 years old in 2014. He got the captaincy. He had the freedom to lead the team. He had the freedom to install his mentality within the players. And in the longer run, it worked well. Yes, there were struggles in the initial years because the team were adapting. But I think 2016 onwards, India have been top 3 in Test cricket. Over the past 5 years, they've been the first. They've been ranked first each and every year. So I actually had a viewpoint that if someone like Rishabh Pant gets hold of the captaincy, there are a lot of advantages of that. First things first, he has cemented his spot in the Indian cricket team as the wicketkeeper. He has performed overseas. He has shown the leading the captaincy and the ability to lead a squad with Delhi Capitals this season. It was his first time he was captaining a side in senior cricket, and he took them till the playoffs. They finished first in the group stages, if I'm not wrong. So he has shown that quality. He is a clever player. He is someone who can be vocal. I just don't see those things coming from Rohit Sharma. So I probably feel like giving it to someone like Rishabh Pant is going to be a smoother transition for Indian cricket. And it's not even like he's gonna be taking up a spot for granted, because he probably is the best option India have in terms of a wicket keeper right now. There's actually no competition over there, and I think it would be a better decision to give it to someone like uh, Rishabh Pant right now, because even in 2014 we had different captains for the three formats. We had MS Dhoni for white ball, we had Kohli for the red ball. So why not do the same right now?
So I am 50-50 with you here. I don't doubt Rishabh Pant as a captain. I don't doubt the fact that he would be exceptional for us. In fact, all that talk around Rishabh Pant being a reckless batsman, if you look at when he captained the Delhi Capitals, he was a much, much more responsible batsman. And that didn't take away his aggression from the game. He was just more responsible, and that's how it should be. So probably when you hand him the Test captaincy, that's how it will be too. But the thing, and there are legends who agree with you. I think Sunil Gavaskar put this out that he thinks Rishabh Pant should be the next captain. Suresh Raina tweeted about it too. But the thing here is that when young Virat Kohli was given the captaincy, he was averaging in mid 50s. He was the most consistent batsman that we had. With Rishabh Pant, there's still that lack of consistency. No, and take nothing away from what he's done for our team. This test match, scoring 100 out of 195 runs, that's a big deal. Australia, we saw the third test match, we saw the fourth test match. Without a Rishabh Pant there, we weren't winning that series. But there's still that, if you see that innings, he एक बार रबाडा ने उनको कुछ बोला था, he got a little flustered, he steps out, he edges the ball, he walks out of the ground. As a captain, if those things happen, that can really impact the team. So I feel if the theory of Test captaincy going to Rishabh Pant is what we should go by, and I am in absolute agreement of that, that's the next stage of the transition. Probably 2 to 3 years down the line, Rishabh Pant is the captain, hands down, and he will take Test cricket forward. The aggression that you want, that's there. You said he's vocal. We all know how vocal he can be.
Yeah.
He's just all over the place when he gets to doing it. So I don't have a problem with that suggestion. I think maybe it's a little too soon for Rishabh Pant. He's been a regular in the Test team for a couple of years now. When Kohli got the captaincy, he had been there for a long time. He started playing in 2008, I think, for the Indian Test team, or 2009. And he had been a regular from that point to 2014. So at least that much time you give Rishabh Pant to be a consistent performer for the Test team, and then you hand it over to him. And I'm not against somebody like KL Rahul. I'm not against somebody like a Jasprit Bumrah for that matter. He was given vice captaincy in the ODI team. So I'm sure he's a strong candidate because he's a regular for the Test team and he has been consistent since 2018. But I'm not against all of these things. I'm just saying if Rishabh Pant has to get it, probably a couple of years down the line.
Yeah, before we wrap this video up, we have the ODI starting this Wednesday. And Rohit Sharma is going to be leading the Indian team out for the first time as the permanent captain, as the leader of the Indian cricket team in white ball cricket. What changes do you expect in terms of approach? Because a lot of people have been saying this to me. India is such a strong unit. They probably win 75% of all their games. In Virat Kohli, under Virat Kohli, I think their winning rate was 66 to 70% in white ball cricket. It wasn't really a bad result or a bad performance by any matter if you look at it. But of course, the big trophies were missing. So under Rohit Sharma, do you actually expect something different, or is it going to be more of the same? Do you actually expect them to make a few changes in the squad, probably change the way they approach the game? Or is it going to be more of the same, but Rohit Sharma is just going to be a more balanced, a more tactical leader for the Indian cricket team?
Right, so we've seen Rohit captain India. That's not going to be new. Like you said, there's going to be a balance there. As aggressive as Virat Kohli might be, we've seen him getting overly aggressive at times. I don't think that part of the game is going to be there. I think Virat Kohli will be a part of the leadership group still. So that aggression is going nowhere. But if you talk solely about the captain, there's going to be a relaxed attitude there. As to how Rohit Sharma does as a permanent captain, this series won't tell us. Of course, Rohit Sharma is injured and he won't be playing. So KL Rahul is captaining the team. So for for now, we see Captain KL Rahul and how he does as a permanent captain, at least for the next few matches. Again, I think the approach KL Rahul has is more inclined towards. It's actually not inclined to any of these. KL Rahul is a captain in the IPL. He's been
So
very,
minimal.
yeah, he gets aggressive and then he's somewhere like Rohit, he's somewhere like Virat Kohli. That's what we see for now. But as to what you asked, when we see Rohit Sharma take up captaincy permanently, there's going to be a balanced approach, and they're definitely targeting the T20 World Cup this year. So expect changes. You don't expect Shikhar Dhawan is playing this series, of course, but then again that brings the question: is it because Rohit Sharma is injured? So expect those changes. Probably Shan Kishan would get a promotion in the order. Probably somebody like Shreyas Iyer would be given extra responsibility. You're also looking at players like in your pace attack, you're looking at Siraj, Shardul Thakur, giving them additional responsibilities heading to the World Cup, testing out how things work. But for now, the goal that Rohit Sharma has in mind, and the goal that probably led to all of this, probably led to Virat Kohli giving up T20 captaincy. It's always been, there's no question about his records. He has a stupendous win percentage. The question has always been, हम वर्ल्ड कप नहीं जीते, हम T20 वर्ल्ड कप में सेमीफाइनल हार गए, हम ODI वर्ल्ड कप में हार गए. So the question has always been कि हाँ, रोहित शर्मा मुंबई इंडियंस को 5 बार जिता चुके हैं, शायद वो इंडियन टीम को भी ऐसे इन्फ्लुएंस करे. So his target, his next goal has to be the next World Cup, and there's not a lot of time left, but he'd want to build up to it, and he'd want to figure out his perfect combination. That's in mind.
Yeah, I think that has to be the most apt description of what to expect from Rohit Sharma once he comes in. I honestly didn't know that he was missing out the South Africa series, but hopefully we'll see him soon captain the Indian side, and hopefully there are a lot of positive things to come from the senior players in the squad, and even from some of the players like Rishabh Pant, who are going to be stepping up, who are going to be taking a more responsible approach, hopefully coming forward. And hopefully we see Virat Kohli back to his best now that he has that burden off his shoulders. And probably we see the same aggression which we saw once back in 2015, 2016, 2017. That raw aggression of him stepping out and looking the bowler in the eye and just making sure that he was in control. We all hope to see him score the 71st century. We all hope to see India do well in the upcoming 2 years, because they're going to be big 2 years, massive 2 years for this group. Probably the last World Cup which this set of players or certain players in this group are going to play. So we certainly hope for the best. Thank you so much, Utpal, for joining us. It has been a pleasure discussing everything with you. Everyone, Ujwal's channel link, and it's in the description. Please make sure to go and follow the 12th Man. They regularly do cricket podcasts, so if you want the best cricket content, you should go out and check them out. As for us, you all know what we do, so please like and subscribe to the Sportsway channel as well. And we'll bring you more of Ujwal, we'll bring you more of Indian cricket, and we'll see you very soon. Take care. Thank you.